already, be sure to complete the Get Started step. It's essentially a foundational course or info session that you can take either as a self-paced Canvas course or like a live Zoom or in-person info session. And it covers really important foundational information about studying abroad as a UC San Diego student, sort of the differences between the program types that we offer, and some helpful things for you to consider to figure out which programs might be the best fit for you. So you haven't explored that, I definitely encourage you all to do so. And just a quick overview for how study abroad works in general, not just specific to global exchange. So you want to talk with your department advisors. And the reason why you want to do this is that you'll want to review your academic timeline to degree, to make sure that you understand the best timing for you to study abroad. So for example, maybe after speaking with your advisors, you'll understand that a summer option is the best, or maybe the fall during your junior year is the best, or things like that. So it's always a good idea to talk with them. And then you can also understand or confirm their guidelines for getting study abroad credit. So which of your remaining degree requirements can be taken abroad and be petitioned, and what is their petition process? And that's not mandatory. You don't have to go abroad and take courses that will count toward your degree requirements, but most students, of course, are interested in that. So that's sort of how that piece works. And then once you have those guidelines and understand what courses you're looking for, that's when you'll go ahead and start reviewing programs for your best fit. So it's great that you're attending this info session, and hopefully you're attending some other study abroad info sessions as well. And then once you have those discussions, understanding the courses that you're looking for from your department advisors, then you can revisit the programs. And what you might want to look for is the eligibility, the program dates, so that you understand which quarter or quarters you would be abroad for, understand the courses that are offered in that particular program because they're all different, understand the cost and the aid for that program, and maybe understand the full experience of that program and compare it with others. And then once you've found a program that you're interested in, of course, you'll apply, and then you'll follow your program's specific application deadline and process. And those are all different. I'll go into the global exchange ones in this presentation. Okay, so what is global exchange? So through global exchange, students can take courses at top institutions abroad. And these are exchanges between UC San Diego and these world-renowned universities around the world. They also often fill gaps in other study abroad options. So you may notice that there's a lot of STEM options available through Global Exchange, as well as some that are open to all majors. And then we try to offer new locations or new institutions that aren't necessarily offered through other study abroad programs. I will say that this program type is also typically for the independent student, meaning you'll definitely have support, but there's not a large cohort of UC San Diego students that you'll be going with. So you may be going abroad with a few other students in that same program and in that same term. The eligibility will vary for all programs, and that's available on the website, and I'll show you where you can find that. And the capacity varies by program and term. So as I mentioned, it's a small cohort. You may be going abroad with maybe 3 or 4 other students at most. And then also these typically have later deadlines than other programs. So if you're looking at UCEAP, for example, those deadlines are typically earlier. So you can keep that in mind if you're looking across different program types, that this could be a good option, you know, if you miss those deadlines, or if you do have a couple that you want to apply to while you're still thinking through, just note that these have a later deadline. Okay. So for the academics, you will enroll in a full course load at that host university. And there's always going to be a wide selection of courses taught in English, but we recommend that students do their research and make sure that they look through the courses so that you're confirming the program is offering the courses that you specifically need or are looking for, and then also that those courses are taught in English. There are almost always language courses available as well, and then some departments also offer pre-approved courses here on the UCSD campus, and I'll go over which programs have that, but essentially those are department to department global exchange programs, and that's where those departments here at UCSD are really helpful in selecting your courses. For now, global exchange programs are for transfer credit. So that means that the courses will be on your UC transcript, but the grades aren't going to be calculated into your UC GPA. However, they will be reviewed if you are petitioning them to count as course equivalency for one of your degree requirements. Of course, that grade will be reviewed. And then one thing to consider is the transcript processing times. So right now, the admissions office is experiencing really high levels of transcript processing. So just keep that in mind. If you wanted to do a study abroad program, for example, during your last year, just be aware of that processing time. And there's more information in the application and in the nomination letter, but I just want to make everybody aware of that. Okay, so the cost. The really great benefit of global exchange is that there's no additional program fee, which you may find in other study abroad programs. So for that reason, it can be a more affordable option for you. So the way that it works is that you stay enrolled at UC San Diego, which means that you would pay your regular UCSD tuition and fees for any overlapping quarter. And then you'll also access your usual financial aid, which will be adjusted for the cost of the program and the duration. And then on top of that, so on top of your regular UCSD tuition, you'll also cover the personal expenses. So getting there, including your flight, passport, and visa. And then, of course, any on-site expenses as you would here in San Diego. So housing, meals, any other personal expenses. And then some institutions may have minimal, if any, host campus fees. So for example, there may be like a transportation fee that all students pay, and that helps support the local transportation around campus there. And then in terms of financial aid, as I mentioned, you'll have access to your usual financial aid, but it'll be adjusted. So I recommend everybody contact the financial aid office to understand your aid for your particular study abroad program. That is true across all study abroad programs that you pick, not just global exchange. You can and should always contact financial aid so that you understand your aid package. And then lastly, we also offer scholarships. So we have a database on our website that's hyperlinked on this slide, but essentially when you go to our website, go to students and then financial aid and scholarships, and you'll be able to access that database. So there are a ton of scholarships available for students. Through UC San Diego, we offer a single application for a pool of scholarship opportunities. So that includes donor-based or donation-based scholarships. That includes college-based scholarships. There are also program-specific scholarships outside of that single application. There are national scholarships like the Gilman Scholarship. So there's a lot of opportunities for funding there. And then in addition to accessing the list of scholarships that are available, we also offer essay writing workshops. So we offer them during winter quarter, and this is to help you with your scholarship essay writing. And in addition to us, Oasis and the Writing Hub here on campus also offer essay writing support. Okay, so I wanted to show you how you can find all of the information that you will most likely need on a program, and that's going to be on the program webpage. So every program's details vary, and again, that's true across all study abroad programs. So always make sure you're looking at the specifics about your specific program that you're interested in. So the type of information you'll find, and I took a screenshot of the Kyoto program. So I think I cropped out just a middle section here, but when you go to the Kyoto program page, if you scroll down, you'll see all of these tabs. So you can see here, you'll see the eligibility requirements and the dates of the program, which can help you understand how many quarters you might be gone for. The course information is listed on there, which we'll get into in the next slide. Housing and dining information is on there. Housing and dining for global exchange is usually not pre-arranged. So there may be campus options, but in any case, most likely you'll be applying for those the campus housing opportunities. Or if it's your own private, off-campus housing, then you would be responsible for that, but they can offer guidance after you're approved into the program. You can also see an estimate for the cost of living because that is sort of that separate cost outside of our UCSD tuition and fees. So that'll be helpful for you. There's information about financial aid and scholarships, information about visas, health and wellness, and then student experience and opportunities, which in there you'll find information about student support resources that are available. All right, so let's get into the course options. So when you open the course information tab of a program page, you should see the number of required units you'll need to enroll in when you're there. You'll also see a link to the course catalog. Again, you want to explore that course catalog and make sure that that program looks good to you and what you're looking for. You should also see information about any course restrictions, if there are any, and then information about language courses. So taking a look again at Kyoto University as an example, you'll see for this program, students will enroll in 7 courses per semester, and they also link to the English language course catalog, as well as a complete course catalog if students were interested in that. And then there's a bullet that says, if you wanted to take courses that are taught in Japanese, you need to demonstrate X proficiency level. There's also a note about taking Japanese language courses, and then those restricted courses are listed down below as well. Okay, so let's get into where you can go for global exchange. So I decided to organize this by major, so you can quickly sort of narrow down which options could be a good fit for you. But of course, there's a GPA and class level requirement that I've also listed on the slides. So these programs are open to all majors. And again, you should still check to make sure that that program is offering what you need, but that means that, there is no major restriction. So first, there's University of Southampton in the UK. This program is open to all majors now. Originally, it was between Scripps Institute and Southampton. So the Scripps advisors are very helpful for SIO students in their academic planning for this program. All students can also apply to Kyoto University in Japan. This program is very popular. Next, you can go to Osaka University. This is a newer program, and there's actually 4 program tracks, but there are 3 open to all majors. So those 3 tracks include the most popular option, which is where you will enroll in liberal arts courses and then take Japanese language courses. The next option is where you'll go for a full year, so there's not a semester option, and that's where you'll do a deep dive in Japanese culture and language courses. And then lastly here is an advanced language immersion, which is where you'll take a full course load taught in Japanese. And for that one, as I said, it's advanced language, so the proficiency level that you would need to meet is very advanced. Next is Collegio Ghisleri in Pavia, Italy, which is about 30 minutes from Milan. This is a really wonderful funding opportunity for students. So students who are selected for this program, they automatically receive free housing and dining as part of attendance in Ghisleri. So they offer this for all of their students. So that's amazing. You're basically paying your usual tuition here on campus. And then on top of that, you don't need to worry about housing and dining while you're abroad. And then in addition, there's what's called the Delbeco Scholarship, which can cover anything that you would like. So that can include any travel, not just the flight to the destination, but it could also be weekend travel or personal expenses, whatever you'd like. Of course, this is limited funding, and it's for arts and humanities majors specifically, but it's just a really great option for all students because of that housing and dining, and then specifically for arts and humanities majors for an additional scholarship there. All right, next we're going to move into programs that are open for all STEM majors. So the first one is KAIST, or the Korea Advanced Institute of Technology. This is a new partner that we have. We are very, very excited about this program. So it's about 1 hour and 15 minutes to Seoul. So it's outside of Seoul. However, a lot of students can, of course, take a train and enjoy Seoul, and it's kind of nice to be away from like the bustle of the city. So if that's something that interests you, this could be a really great opportunity. And all in all, it's a wonderful academic opportunity for STEM majors. It is the first STEM research institute in Korea, and it's also the top 3rd university in Korea and a top innovation lab. So if you are interested in going for STEM, for the academics, you are interested in Korea, all of those things, this is a great option for you. And next we have École Polytechnique, which is located sort of in the outskirts of Paris. This one is also available for all majors, but there is priority given to computer science and engineering, econ, physics, and math majors. And then the semester terms or the program dates will vary a little bit based on which level of courses you're taking because it impacts the exam schedule. So you can take a look at that on the program website. Next is that fourth track for Osaka University. This is called the Frontier Lab, and this is specifically for STEM majors because this is where you'll be conducting research in a lab. In terms of eligibility, you'll need to show relevant background for the research, of course. And this option is also available through UC-EAP, but because we have the partnership with Osaka, they've expanded it, so you can apply both ways. All right, so these are programs for specific STEM majors. So the first one is EPFL, or the Swiss Federal Institute of Lausanne in Switzerland. And this one is for chem, biochem, physics, and math majors. And it's a top technical institution in the world. It is a very popular and wonderful program. They're a wonderful university. And next we have DTU, or the Technical University of Denmark, which is located about 15 minutes from Copenhagen. And this program is specifically for physical and life science majors as well as engineering majors. And similarly to EPFL, this is a top technical university as well as a top innovation lab in the world. Next is ZHA, or Zurich University of Applied Sciences, also in Switzerland. And this one is specifically for mechanical and aerospace engineers as well as ECE majors. And then lastly, for specific STEM majors is the Universidad Pública de Navarra, or UPNA, which is located in Pamplona, Spain, excuse me. And it's just inland from Basque Country. So it's a really cool area, also very close to France. This one is specifically for engineering majors. And the last three we have are major specific. So the first one is Bauhaus University, which is located in Weimar, Germany. And it's between Frankfurt and Berlin. It's a really beautiful area, a lot of nature. They also offer hiking and outdoor, excursions for inbound exchange students. So it's a great partnership. I believe this is also the very first global exchange program that we had, and it's a department-specific one. So it is from the Urban Studies and Planning Department. Because of that, USP actually nominates their students for the program every year I believe they're starting it in the fall and then ending it in the winter. But if you're a USP major, contact USP now to understand their process for, taking their call for nominations and their eligibility and all of that. And then I'll help you from there. They're also really great with helping you with the academic planning and all of that. So that's a really great program for USP majors. Next is Macquarie in Sydney, Australia, and this one is open to social science majors only. It's also a really popular option. One thing to note is that they're on the calendar year instead of the academic year. So you may see, semester one, and it's actually our winter and spring 2026. So it's the first half of the year 2026, and then semester two is the second half of 2026, or our fall 2026. And the last global exchange program is Hanyang University in Seoul, South Korea. And this one is specifically for arts and humanities majors, engineering majors, as well as social science majors. This program is wonderful in that we can accept many students for the program this coming year, and they have over 1,000 English courses offered throughout those majors. So take a look, see if this is something that's interesting to you. It's a really wonderful opportunity, and we're hoping to send a lot of students this year there. Okay, so those were our classic global exchange semester or year exchange opportunities. And moving forward, we're going to talk about the Global Exchange Plus opportunities. So these are three highly competitive research opportunities, but they are available for students, so I wanted to share. The first is École Polytechnique. Again, this is in Paris, and it has a similar major requirement there. you'll see that the priority is given first to grad students, actually, and then fourth-year students, and then third-year students. And this is a research internship through EP, and it can last from 3 to 6 months. And of course, we recommend students go during those summer months, but it is up to you. And then there's a mid-December deadline to apply. And all of the program details and the application information is on our website. The second opportunity is through EPFL. This one is very, very competitive because you'll see here, so it's a highly competitive research internship in one of 500 labs, but they also offer a stipend to cover the cost of living. So in addition to getting to go, you're getting paid, which is wonderful. You can see that it lasts anywhere between 3 to 4 months, typically between February and August. So this will be for February through August 2025. And the deadline to apply through Tritons Abroad is November 15th. You can see here priority is typically grad students, then fourth year, then third. For this year, I'm confirming if grad students are still eligible for this program. So if you are a grad student and interested, let me know. If you're an undergrad, you should be good. But I will keep everybody updated on that. And then lastly, we have TUM Prep, or the Technical University of Munich in Germany. This one, similarly, priority is first given to grad students, and then fourth year, and then third year. And this is a highly competitive research experience at a top technical university, and it really supports students in enhancing their skills and qualifications for future work. This one is 9 weeks long. It has flexible dates between July and August. So not as flexible as the other programs, but there is flexibility within those 2 months. And then November 1 is the nomination deadline for that. All right, so let's get into how to apply to any of these programs. So again, just as a quick reminder, I mentioned this in the beginning, but for your next steps, you're going to want to talk with your advisors, make sure that you understand the courses you want to take, the petition process, all of that. And then you want to review the programs to figure out which ones might be the best fit for you. And then you'll submit your application before the deadline. So if you do decide you want to apply to a global exchange program, the deadlines are as follows. So most of the spring programs application deadlines, so for spring 2025, just passed on October 1. So in the future, spring 2026 programs, the application deadline will be either October 1 or usually earlier. So it can start as early as August 1. So take a look at the deadlines page. And then most fall programs have a deadline of March 1 or earlier. So that starts typically around January through March would be those deadlines. And all of them are listed on our website. And then for the Program Plus, those research opportunities that I mentioned, you would apply to us by November or December, depending on the program. And the way that you'll apply for the classic exchange programs is that there's 2 applications. So you'll first submit an application in Tritons Abroad, which is our UC San Diego application. And as part of the application, you'll submit a personal statement. There's some guidelines on the personal statement within the application that you can take a look at. You'll also want to acknowledge those important policies, including the transcript processing time, all of those things. As well as a health screen appointment. So that's just to make sure you're cleared to travel. At the time of application, you just need to set up an appointment and upload proof of that appointment. And then if you're selected for nomination, you'll be notified of that. And you'll also be instructed to submit a second application to the host institution shortly thereafter. And then you'll also be able to start the pre-departure requirements from there and complete that health screen appointment and then upload, the completed health screen form. The pre-departure requirements are also available on our website if you wanted to take a look at them now, just to get an idea. And then the application process for those Global Exchange Plus programs. So similarly, there's 2 applications. You'll again apply through Tritons Abroad and apply directly to the host institution. But you'll want to check out the website to see exactly how to submit those applications to the host institution. And then also please come and speak with me either during drop-ins or send me a back message if you are planning on applying for any of those programs. Okay, So as I mentioned, there's a lot of things on the website. So I wanted to share, and again, I'll share these slides out. But the deadlines page is linked here, as well as a how to apply page, those pre-departure requirements. And then if you have any questions at any time, you can always contact me through VAC messaging or our virtual drop-in.